Moment of student to everyone. Today we are going to look at calculus 2, the first principle. Differentiate x raised to power 3 using the first principle. How do we go about that? Solution. What we need to do, we have to say that let y to be equal to x raised to power 3. That is according to the first principle. Then we introduce derivative on our right hand side as well as the left hand side. That is y plus delta y is equals to x plus delta x, everything raised to power 3. Then from this, we now need to expatiate using binomial theory. That is, y plus delta y is equal to, then x continue to decrease, then the x continue to increase on both sides, but it must take the coefficient of 3. That is, x raised to power 0, then the x raised to power 3, plus x raised to power 1, the x raised to power 2, plus x raised to power 2, then the x, it will be raised to power 1, plus x raised to power 3, then the x raised to power 0. If you look at this, x has taken the power of 3. This x, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's look at the x on this side. This is 0, then 1, 2, 3. Then we have gotten that. Then the next thing we need to do is to what? We have to use a Pascal triangle. But before we do that, already we know that any number, anything raised to power 0 is according to indices. X raised to power 0 is equals to 1. Then the x raised to power 0 is equals to 1. According to what? Laws of indices. According to laws of indices. That is what we have. Then we can now replace this. That is y plus delta y is equals to, anywhere we see x raised to power 0, use 1 times the x raised to power 3 plus x raised to power 1, the x raised to power 2 plus x raised to power 2, the x raised to power 1 plus x raised to power 3 multiplied by 1. Then we now have y plus delta y is equals to 1 times this, that's the x raised to power 3, plus x, the x raised to power 2, plus x raised to power 2, the x, then plus x raised to power 3. Then we have done this. Then the next thing we need to do is to use Pascal, from Pascal triangle, from Pascal. Then we are taking the coefficient of x raised to power 3. That is 1. 1 plus 0, it will be 1. 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 2, 3. 2 plus 1, that is 3. 1 plus 0, 1. Then you can look at it now. It has formed a Pascal triangle. We now take the coefficient of this. Then already, let us recall our equation. We have y plus the y is equal to the x raised to power 3 plus then x the x raised to power 2, then plus we have x raised to power 2, then the x, then plus x raised to power 3. So we now need to substitute the value of x, the x raised to power 3 to be 1, that of x plus the x raised to power 2 to be 3, then x squared dx 3, then x raised to power 3 to be. Let's replace this and see. Then we have y plus delta y is equals to, here we now put 1 the x raised to power 3 plus this one we are going to put 3x the x raised to power 2 plus, then we have 3, that is 3 x raised to power 2 dx. Then plus we have 1, that's 1 x raised to power 3. Having thus gotten this, then the next thing we need to do is to what? We make y the subject, we make the y the subject of the formula. Make the y the subject of the formula. Subject of the formula. We make the y the subject of the formula. In doing that, that is the y will now be equals to the x raised to power 3 plus 3x the x raised to power 2 plus the x squared the x plus x raised to power 3. That means y will go to the other minus y. We record that let y equal to 3. So anywhere we see the value of, we have said that let y to be equals to x raised to power 3, we have to recall. So since we said anywhere we see y, call it x raised to power 3. Then we have the y is equals to the x raised to power 3 plus 3x the x raised to power 2 plus 3x squared dx plus x raised to power 3 minus what? x raised to power 3. So that this x raised to power 3 will cancel the x raised to power 3. Then in that, already we now have the y is equals to the x raised to power 3 plus 3x dx square plus 3x square dx. Then what do? We have to factorize. We factorize. If we are factorizing, so what is common? We factorize the right hand side. What is common is the x. The x is what is common. Then the y will now be equals to the x. When the x goes in the x raised to power 3, it should be the x raised to power 2 plus the x goes here, it will be 3x dx. Isn't it? Then we now have plus 3x squared. Then what do? We divide both sides by the x. We divide both sides by the x. So we now have the y all over the x is equal to the x into bracket the x raised to power 2 plus 3x dx plus 3x squared. So we divide both sides all over what? The x. The x we cancel the x. Then we need to take a limit now. As limit the x approaches 0. That anywhere you see the x, that is limit. We are taking a limit. Call it what? 0. Then we have the y over the x. We now be equals to. Then this is will now be what? Anywhere in this equation, we now write 0 raised to power square plus 3x into bracket 0 plus 3x square. Remember, 0 square is 0. 3x times 0 is going to be 0. Therefore, then the y all over the x is equals to 3x square. So this is the first principle to differentiate what? X raised to power 3. See you next time and Happy New Year in advance. Bye bye to you all.